Hi, it's Miss Saxon, and this week in the Media Center, Miss McEwen and I have been talking about gingerbread. Now, gingerbread is something you probably have seen around stores. You can buy gingerbread houses or buy gingerbread cookies, and there's a lot of different variations of stories on gingerbread. And this week, one of the stories that I wanted to share was the Runaway Rice Cake. Now, a lot of different cultures have a similar theme of something that's baked that comes to life and then runs for its life to avoid getting eaten. And this is kind of one of those stories, and this is set in China, and it's about Chinese New Year. And I think it's great to learn about different holidays. You know, a lot of times in December we think about, oh, Christmas, but there's lots of holidays. There's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa, there's Chinese New Year that comes a little bit later, and Ramadan. And I think it's always kind of like, it's almost like a little bit of a passport, how books can be your passport. They can take you to a different place or a different culture that maybe you don't know as much about. And it's always interesting to learn different traditions and different things that cultures celebrate. And this rice cake talks about a special dish called a niangao, which is a rice cake that's made at New Year's. And so this story, I hope you enjoy it. The Runaway Rice Cake. And it's about a family with 3 boys. It all happened on Chinese New Year's. The Chang family was preparing for the celebration. Mama Chang lit the incense as Papa Chang and their 3 sons, Ming, Kong, and Da, gathered around. Mama handed the incense to Ning, the eldest boy, and he offered it to the picture of the kitchen god. So this is our picture here. Da, the youngest, smeared honey on the kitchen god's lips, so he would say good things about the Chang family to the Emperor of Heaven. Ask him for a big feast, Da. I'm so hungry, said Kong, the middle boy. No, said Da, you shouldn't ask for things for the Emperor of Heaven. He decides who will be rewarded. Kong shrugged and then helped Papa light the picture so it would fly up to heaven. Next, it was time to make the niangao, or their New Year's rice cake. Mama opened the flour jar. We only have enough rice flour to make 1 niangao this year, she said. Last fall's drought had made food scarce for the Changs and their neighbors. Well, I'm sure it'll be your sweetest one yet, said Da. I can't wait. The whole family pitched in to cook the rice cake. While it steamed, they took turns peeking to see if it was done. The smell makes me so hungry, said Kong. I wish we could have a big feast before we eat the niangao. Me too, said Ming. Yo, said Papa. We're all hungry, but the niangao is what we have. Let's enjoy it, and perhaps it will bring us better luck for the new year. Finally, Mama took the rice cake out of the steamer. Can we cut it up now? Yes, said Mama, but as she reached for the knife, something incredible happened. The rice cake came alive. It cried, "Ay-yo, I don't think so," and popped out of the pan. It rolled past the stunned Chang family, out of the kitchen, and out of their tiny home. The Changs ran outside shouting, "Stop, you niangao!" It rolled past the chicks in the courtyard. They tried to peck at it, but the runaway rice cake was too fast. It cried, "Ay-yo, away chicks go!" It skidded by a pig. He tried to bite it, but the runaway rice cake was too fast. It cried, "Ay-yo, pig's too slow." It spun through the village market. A woman tried to grab it, but the runaway rice cake was too fast. It cried, "Ay-yo, away you go." It tumbled over to the village docks. A fisherman tried to trip it, but the runaway rice cake was too fast. It cried, "Ay-yo, water's down below." The Changs chased the niangao through the village, shouting all the way. It jumped past some lion dancers. They tried to step on it, but the runaway rice cake was too fast. It cried, "Ayo, watch your toes." Ming tried to net the nian-gao. Kong tried to pin it with his chopsticks, but the runaway rice cake was too fast. It spun up in steep side streets, saying, "Ayo, up I go." Then, whoa! The nian-gao collided with an old woman. Mama Chang quickly scooped up the rice cake into her dish. Da held it down with his little hands. The nian-gao cried, "Ayo, let me go!" Da said, "Chase you so to let you go? No, no, no." "Are you all right, grandmother?" asked Mama Chang. "Ayo, I think so," said the old woman. What happened? Someone bumped into me." "It was our nian-gao," said Da. "It jumped out of the pan and rolled out of our house." "Ayo, is that so?" "Grandmother," said Mama Chang, "is there anything we can do for you? You are very kind." "I'm not hurt. It's just I haven't had much to eat for a couple days." "Then you should have some of our nian-gao," Da offered. "But there's hardly enough for us," protested Kong. Ming scowled at Da and poked him with an elbow. Mama looked at Papa and he nodded. "Let us do as Da says. We will share the nian-gao." Upon hearing this, the rice cake stopped trying to escape, and it said softly, "Grandmother needs me so. To her I will go." And then it slowly closed its eyes. The old woman trembled as Mama Chang put the dish in her lap. Da carefully let go of the rice cake. The woman took a tiny nibble. "Oh, this is wonderful! I haven't had a nian-gao like this since my childhood." She took a slightly bigger bite. "It's so soft and sweet." And then another even bigger bite. "The raisins are so plump." "A huge mouthful." "The nuts are so crunchy." And another. "Thank you for sharing it with me." Before long, the old woman had gobbled up the whole cake. The whole nian-gao for the family of 5. She ate the whole thing. After the old woman finished, she stood up and handed the empty dish to Mama Chang. Realizing what she'd done, she turned bright red and bowed her head. "I am so sorry. I ate all of your nian-gao. It was so delicious. I couldn't help myself." "Thank you all." Ming groaned. Kong moaned. "You are very welcome," Papa Chang said as she disappeared into the night. "I hope she feels better now," said Da. "She may feel better, but what about me and my empty tummy?" said Kong. "Now we have nothing to eat," cried Ming. "Let's go home," said Mama. "I'll cook some rice." But she knew perfectly well that the rice jar was nearly empty. "I'm so cold and hungry," said Ming. Mama took off her jacket and put it on Ming. "I'm tired and hungry," said Kong, and Papa carried Kong on his back. When they were so close to home, Da said, "I smell something delicious." The woman from the vegetable market was outside their house. "I heard what happened with your nian-gao, and with their bad crops last year, we don't have much either. But here are some baked buns." "Thank you," said the Changs, and they bowed to her. Other people began to arrive. "We all heard what happened. Here are a few dumplings." "I brought a fish to share," said the fisherman. "And I brought some oranges," said a neighbor. Come in," said Papa. Everyone filed into the Chang house and placed bowls and baskets on the table. Papa bowed to his neighbors. "Your generosity has touched our hearts. Please join us for the New Year's celebration." "Oh, no," said the fisherman. "We brought this food for your family. Please enjoy it." Papa and Mama gestured to the boys. "You children should eat first." Ming looked at his starving brothers and then at the bowls on the table. Well, I'm really not hungry. Kong and Da can have my share. Kong looked at his skinny little Da and then the generous neighbors. I'm not that hungry either. Da can have mine. Thank you, brothers, but I'm sure there's enough for... When he lifted the cover off of the bowl, and something amazing happened. Because you can see on the table, even though their neighbors were so generous, there's still not a lot of food for 5 people. But the bowls grew larger and filled with dumplings. Before everyone's eyes, more and more baskets appeared on the table, all overflowing with food. The 3 boys began to snatch up the lids. Oh, Nian Gao, cried Ming. Oh, cried Kong, Nian Gao and noodles. Oh, exclaimed Da, Nian Gao and noodles and fish and chicken and vegetables and rice. Mama said I have never seen so much food. Please, everyone eat. With whoops of joy, everyone dashed to the table. They ate and ate. They ate until they thought they were going to explode like firecrackers. And then they ate a little bit more. When Da was too full to take another bite, he turned to his mother. Do you think the old woman may have been sent by? But suddenly they heard a bang, and then the whole series of bangs. It's coming from the courtyard, cried Papa, and everyone ran to the door. Outside, the lion dancers leaped about. Firecrackers cracked and banged. Cymbals crashed. Drums boomed. Never had the Changs heard such a racket, and never had they seen such a spectacle. The lion dancers brought a bundle to each of the 3 Chang boys. On top of each bundle was a red bag embossed with a golden dragon. Untied each bundle was a new red silk outfit. It was the happiest New Year's Eve the Changs had ever celebrated. So you can see their new clothes, and red is considered a lucky color in Chinese culture. So I think this is a great story about being generous and having a good attitude even when things are hard. And I love when generosity is rewarded. And so I hope you enjoyed this book. And look for some other gingerbread books. We have a link that we placed on Schoology about gingerbread and sort of the history of gingerbread and some different stories. There's another great story called The Runaway Tortilla that talks about a tortilla that runs away just like the gingerbread man. So there's several different stories around the world. There's also a story called Gingerbread Baby that is a sort of a classic gingerbread story. So I hope you enjoy them, and I will see you soon.